The disadvantages of being emotionally immature at 40. Reasons why it's important to get your life in order at 40 years old. Now that I'm 40, I can speak to a lot of people, both older and younger, and they understand. I've reached a point in my life where I know myself. I know my advantages and disadvantages, but if you don't trust yourself at 40, you need to realign your mind. The disadvantages of being emotionally immature at 40 years old can affect your life. At this point, your self-confidence needs to average above 70%. This means you can say no without fear of peer pressure, and when you want to work on your life, you can choose to let people go. The advantages of knowing yourself at 40 years old. Confidence separates weak minds from productive people. The outcome of believing in yourself means that you have effective communication skills. Regardless if you're an introvert or an extrovert, a confident person positively affects their surrounding. For example, I deal with people who have kids and people who do not have kids. P.S. This is my opinion, but I've seen how someone without kids tends to behave immaturely, unlike young adults with kids. Our minds are wired to behave according to the age group you're in. That's why teens act like teens when they're teens. But as a young adult, you become affected when you don't develop your mindset and stop behaving immaturely. I know that if you don't work on your emotions, you'll lack certain traits that help you overcome stress and anxiety when you're older. Did you know that if your self-confidence is weak, you will fail to choose what is right and fall victim to peer pressure? Peer pressure is real regardless of how old you are. If you don't work on yourself in order to understand that you don't need to do things that will negatively impact your life, you will fail. The disadvantages of being emotionally immature at 40. When you get this far, I'm sure you've been through a lot. I don't want you to reach 42, and you're still struggling with self-control. What are the 3 benefits of self-control as an adult? 1. Improved decision-making, whereby you don't make a lot of uncalculated choices. 2. Healthier relationships at home, in your community, and at work. 3. Better mental health, meaning you're self-aware and you love yourself as a person. Conclusion. The disadvantages of being emotionally immature at 40. No matter what, you cannot run away from your age. You're where you are, and the one universal element you can develop is your mindset. The quicker you develop, the better you become. At 40, you should be self-aware of who you are. Know your strengths and work on your limitations. You don't have to be 99% effective, but consistency in good decision-making is a big boost in self-confidence.